Welcome back to the collective journey. Courtney and Abe in the house. You guys, we hope that you had a very, very Merry Christmas and that you are listening to us sitting in your PJs and drinking some hot cocoa. Maybe it's spiked, maybe it's not. Depends on how you feel and what your opinion is. But anyways, what are we talking about today?
Our holiday experiences. So how we're going to finish up the year strong. But mainly the quarantine Christmas.
Right? This year was a little different. I feel like we had a lot of things on our plate because we were just talking like this, for us this Christmas was our first Christmas aside from quarantine. We had our extended family out here in Germany with us. Levi's a little bit older. We're still considering ourselves like first-time parents.
So, and I want to highlight that our extended family didn't come visit us. They just so happened to also live like 30 minutes away in a village, right?
Yeah. So we're very fortunate to have family in the military, and they PCS'd here, and we were able to spend it with them. It was pretty nice. That was a first for us.
So you got to tell them what a PCS is.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
They moved here.
That's some military vocabulary for they just moved here. And they've been here with us for a couple months, and we were pretty excited to like enjoy this holiday season with them and enjoy our first Christmas. We actually had the opportunity to host our first Christmas with them, and it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And also, they have two little boys, right?
Yeah.
And they're around our son's age. So that makes it for like an even more fun Christmas, right?
Definitely.
So yeah, during this time, we were going into, why we call it a quarantine Christmas. I know everybody's pretty much quarantining at this point, right? But we've hit our second wave of flare-ups of coronavirus, and the new law that was passed was we were all going to go into like a hardcore shutdown. All stores are shutting down, and nothing is going to be open. So for us, we were planning on inviting more people over to our house, and that was a no-go. So I think it was like another family minimum. And that was it. And that was pretty much how we spent Christmas, right? Or how we've been kind of locked up for the majority of the time.
Yeah, we haven't been socializing with anyone else outside of work. And thankfully, we were able to still spend a quarantined Christmas with them. And
it was pretty nice, too.
It was. I think I got ahead of myself because my mom did like so much for us when we were kids growing up, like with Christmas. And I'm really excited because now I'm a mom and I'm like, I want to pass those traditions down. So like, I wanted to do like all the things like, let's make sugar cookies and let's make Christmas ornaments. And I'm like, okay, I don't think that I really thought of like if any of these things were age appropriate.
Yeah, he's still not at the age where he just throws a flower, right? So.
Yeah, like trying to eat the salt dough, and I'm like, you can't do that, Levi. Like, please get that out of your mouth. Everything's in the mouth right now. But yeah. So we still kind of consider ourselves first time parents.
Yeah, just because.
Christmas?
Yeah, just because it's kind of unique, right? We had one Christmas with our son already, but he was a baby, and he slept through most of it. Like he was here, he wasn't here. So it wasn't really, it was a big deal, his first Christmas, but this one, now he's more active. He's running around,
Definitely.
He has, I guess, toys that he likes and characters, and
we're into Elmo.
We're into Elmo, so he had to have the Elmo, like. So he woke up to that like on Christmas Day, and he ignored pretty much everything else that we got him and just played with that specifically. But it was like some $10 Elmo,
I was so upset too because you guys, I like went out to and made like all these rounds for what we had discussed, what we were going to get him for Christmas. And I was like, all right, like I did all my shopping early. I knocked it out for him. Like we're done. We're good. And here comes Abe like 2 weeks before Christmas. And he's like, I bought an Elmo. And I was like, that was not on our list. Why would you buy an Elmo? And he's like, you know how obsessed he is. And then, you know, me being me, I was just really pissed that Elmo stole the show and that nothing else mattered that was sitting out. And we even hid Elmo so that way he had to kind of look for him. But yet still, Elmo was the first thing he saw, and nothing else mattered after that. It was just him and Elmo.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember it's so weird, like the whole Elmo thing too, because I remember like for a while back in the States, right? Everybody was like trying to get these like Elmos. I don't know if you remember that. Like,
no, I think I missed that era.
I don't know. We had to get it from my sister. We were like going store to store for like some special Elmo that they were releasing that year. And I was just like, oh no, this is horrible.
Imagine if you were doing that. Like, that's us in a few years. Like, we're running out to the stores. We're trying to find this specific toy for him because this is what he wants. I understand so much now that I'm a parent that I didn't understand before of what my parents were going through when I was a kid. Like, as an adult, because I feel like we waited to have a kid until we were much older. Like, as an adult, I was like, oh, wow, like I really appreciated all the shit my parents did for me. But now that I'm a parent, it's like a whole other level of appreciation.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I mean, I definitely look back at that time and I'm like, man, my parents really, really went above and beyond.
Yeah.
You know, and got me all the stuff or things or did anything possible to like make my Christmas extra special. With like toys and just like, at least for us too, like our Christmas Day parties, like festivities, like they were like a 2-day event, like a 2-day party, you know.
Were they?
You wake up, you exchange gifts, you go over, you have breakfast turns into lunch turns into dinner.
That's what I'm talking
and
about.
And like karaoke and like dancing, everybody's dancing. And then that turns into cafecito and like talking shit. Like,
yeah,
it's different. But unfortunately, we didn't get to do that right this year because we were pretty much kind of locked up. And it posed a super big obstacle also for us trying to make this like special Thanksgiving for us and for, you know, our family now. It was odd because I had to do, I don't know if you remember, when these lockdowns rolled out, I had to do my Christmas shopping like 3 weeks earlier than what I intended to. Like I had one day, they announced it. They were like, hey, you better go get everything that you need right now because everything's going on lockdown tomorrow or going into this weekend. And I was just like, oh my God, like I have so much to do at work. Now I have to do all my Christmas shopping like in a day and make sure, you know, I got you something, I got Levi something. It was a lot.
Can you, so we have, Abe went shopping on our base. And can you tell them, it's called a base exchange. It's like a base exchange for those of you who...
It's like a Walmart
it's like
on
a Walmart.
days or a Target on days.
You know, something essential for us. We're really fortunate to have that over here because that's our like little piece of America that we hold on tight to. But can you tell people what it was like standing in the, like how chaotic it was and standing in the line? And...
Yeah, everybody was everywhere. There was like lines to get in, which there's not usually lines. And yeah, you know, everybody's kind of like panicked also and stressed, and everybody's kind of running around trying to get all the stuff that they need. It was almost like a Black Friday. Just imagine like a Black Friday.
Yeah. But they had everything like sectioned off when I was there, like later on in the week, because they were telling everybody, come. Well, I guess when you were there, they announced like today's the last day, that you basically have freedom to reign throughout the entire, what they call a mall, with a bunch of like, it's like a shopping center. And
There's like vendors and like German vendors, and they're selling like cheeses and wines and things like that. But yeah, so yeah, it was sectioned off, and then everybody, there were so many people there. Mm-hmm. I was like, man, and everybody was like in the same boat.
Like, you buying Christmas gifts too?
Yeah, so everybody was like running around, and everybody was trying to get a haircut right before, the lockdowns. And I was just like, well, we're just going to have to rock it. Like, I don't got time for a haircut right now going into Christmas, which usually I get one, but fresh cut. But nope, wasn't the case. I was like, I got two choices: get a haircut or get this Elmo. And that was it, so
well,
I got the Elmo.
Good choice you made.
Yeah.
No, I just thought it was funny. I wanted to tell him about that because when I went, so like they allowed us to still shop, but it was just like, it was, what's the word? Like limited capacity, and it was very sectioned off. And then like the lines were so long at the main cash registers. But then I'm slick. I was like, I'm going back to electronics. That's how I roll. And there was nobody back there. But I couldn't find anything either. So like when we were shopping for Christmas brunch, it was like such a nightmare trying to there was no bacon. There was no candy canes for the hot cocoa. There was no cookie dough.
Those are, we'll talk about our Christmas fills at the end, because I got a lot. But let's talk about this awkward time in between, after Christmas, everybody's lethargic, right? Mm-hmm. Some people are knocking out their goals already for the new year.
Very true.
And then some people are just kind of in limbo. They're just waiting for the new year to get started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Like people that are like, I'm going to wait until the new year starts.
Just procrastinator. Time is now. You got to do it,
I definitely agree.
Yeah. So I feel like if you're not, you better be working up to your goal from last time all the way up into the New Year's. If you're that type of person, us personally, right? We don't do necessarily New Year's goals because we just keep relooking our list of goals or, timelines and things that we need to accomplish by. And we just keep doing that over and over and over again. So we have like short-term goals and then long-term goals. So we don't necessarily, do
No. So last year I did do a vision board, which I will be doing for this year, again for New Year's. I think that's how we should spend our New Year's Day, is creating a vision board.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, because I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I hate New Year's. I think New Year's Day is like so depressing. But to get back on track, it is an awkward time, and I think this is the most motivated and goal-oriented and organized that we have been since we have been together. And it is kind of weird because this is the first time that New Year's is coming so quickly. And I'm not like, oh my God, like frantic. I'm just, like you said, like we already have our goals because we do everything off of the physical year. We don't do things off of the calendar year, which some of you guys could probably relate, maybe not. But yeah, we have been very organized. And so we're just kind of like stepping into the new year, like, all right, like maybe what are some things personally that we want to look at.
But you should never
wait.
You should never wait. Yeah.
Definitely.
Just start. So more power to the people out there trying to get it in. Yeah, the marathon continues. It never ends. So keep going, keep doing what you're doing.
I was about to say, why don't you just go ahead and quote Nipsey?
That's a Nipsey quote, but still, yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like we're coasted. We're gonna coast through the new year because we're not like really frantic for the goals. I don't agree with people who are like, I need to wait. Like all those people that are like trickling into the gym. They're like, all right, it's the new year. It's like, no, start that today.
Yeah.
Hustle never stops.
They're like in their December, January, and then come February, it's like
empty.
Where'd everybody go? Yeah.
Crickets. So what's next? So we talked about the goals, and then we were talking about the awkward time in between Christmas and New Year's. People like lose motivation during this time. I can definitely attest to that. That has been me.
Because it's slow. The time is slow. I mean, for me, at least at work, it's been non-stop. Like I pretty much almost worked through the through the holidays. Yeah, I can't dive in up to what really is going on just because,
yeah, I work too.
Yeah, it's like government stuff. But yeah, I'm actually really glad. I had like the day before Christmas and then Christmas off.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some of our fails.
The Christmas fails? Like, you know what? I didn't think about, let's preface this with one thing. When we sat down and watched Bad Moms, I was like, Bad Moms Christmas. I was like, oh, so every mom feels the same way. And then after experiencing this year with Levi and like realizing how much work and effort and motivation it takes to buy the gifts and then put them together the night before and then perfectly display them, and how it's only going to get more complicated from here. I was like I said earlier, I have gained such a appreciation to all the years that my parents have dedicated to giving us kids an amazing, magical Christmas. But when we were watching that, I was like, oh, other moms feel the same way. Because I felt at so many things. I was scrolling on Facebook and I was like, damn, we did not get a photo of Levi opening up his first gift. We did not.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have it recorded also.
Yeah, we just did recording.
We did FaceTimes with family. And he was opening up his presents and doing all that. I
often like teeter between being in the moment, but also like trying to document everything. And did we make the right decision to like spend our Christmas with family through FaceTime, or should we have just done our own thing and just documented it?
Well, both. Even though we're like on a lockdown, that's always going to be a thing that we do just because we're away from family.
Yeah.
So
it's like a military family struggle.
Yeah. Like, oh, call grandma on FaceTime. So
yeah, I was like organizing FaceTimes while we're opening up certain presents from certain people. And
you got to coordinate time slots because everybody wants to call at once.
And then
no, call back later. Like,
and we're on a different time zone.
Yeah.
Fuck me. So there was that. I was scrolling through Facebook and everybody had like all their nice family photos, and I was like, we didn't get one family photo in front of our tree.
Yeah.
Only a Polaroid. I guess because
I can't do it all.
Yeah,
you can't do it all, and that's why it's our Christmas fails.
Yeah.
So my fail was the ordering online. Obviously, I relied on Amazon and the postal service to get my stuff on time. Mm-hmm. It didn't come on time. I ordered it like 2 months ago, but I guess given the time that we're in for the virus going on, everybody's mailing everything, right? Everything's running through the postal service. You put that on our small post office that gets like completely overwhelmed during the holidays when everybody is getting gifts and ordering gifts in. Mine did not make it. I think they like emailed me and said, hey, do you want a refund on your gifts? Because you're definitely not going to get them. So that was like my fail. And then my other one definitely would be not, maybe it's more on you, more on me, but I was working nonstop, right? Totally forgot to get the gift wrapping paper. And so I entrusted that task onto Courtney here. And she comes back with see-through wrapping paper. Like it has like prints on it and it's see-through. And as I'm wrapping the gift, I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like you could see the gift that I'm going. So I had to like improvise, adapt, overcome, right? Took it, wrapped it in aluminum foil. So it worked too. It didn't look half bad.
Okay. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me come in and defend myself because of all the times I do things wrong, this one was not on me. So your girl went to the store early back in mid-November, picked up some wrapping paper, all right, and wrapped her gifts. All right. So then Levi got into the little bit of wrapping paper that was left and decided to terrorize it. And then Abe comes through 3 days before Christmas and says, "Hey, where's the wrapping paper?" And I was like, well, I bought some. Where's your wrapping paper? And then without you asking, I was already going to the store and I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to pick him up some wrapping paper because I'm going to be a team player. And I did not realize that it was transparent because the first wrapping paper I had actually picked up was transparent. And I was like, oh, no. Like, I can't get this. So when I picked up the wrapping paper the second time around, or the second roll, it didn't look like it was transparent wrapping paper, but it was. So I would just like to say that nobody come for me because I didn't realize it was clear wrapping paper. But at least Levi's gifts, we didn't even wrap his from you. So I mean, it was just me that had the foil wrapping paper, but I feel like my mom is
that was made with a lot of love
and creativity.
Exactly.
My mom's gonna listen to this and be like, "What the hell?"
It looked good because it was. I still wrapped it with that wrapping paper.
It looked pretty decent. And let's just say that this year my wrapping paper game was at about a 2. And so it was looking pretty pathetic. My gifts looked pretty pathetic underneath the Christmas tree. And you with the foil and the transparent wrapping paper still did a better job than me. Are you a good wrapper, by the way? I don't really know.
Yeah, with like real wrapping paper.
With real wrapping paper?
Yeah. Huh. Which, I mean, I did a pretty decent job.
You did?
I hope.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So that's like a big deal, you know, like how well you can wrap a gift.
So I always pay people to wrap it. There's usually like a little kiosk, right? Right when you get the gift, you go to the little Girl Scouts that are like, you know, running the fundraiser. You give them the gift, they wrap it, they throw 10 bows on it, you shoot them like a 20, boom, good to go, you know? That's it, and it looks immaculate. They even like give you cards and whatnot. That's what I do. You know?
All right.
Time is money, so.
Whatever.
And it looks like nice. Yeah.
So also the other thing was that we did host a Christmas Eve brunch at my house or at our house. And I was very thankful that my cousin and his family put up with me and my nonsense because it was like, well, they don't know this, but it was like the day before. And I was like looking at you like, what are we going to make for brunch? And you were like,
No. You said, I will make brunch. And I was like, are you sure? I'll sit down. I'll start pre-cooking everything. I'll we'll put together a menu of what you're going to do. So that way we have a game plan going into this. And you're like, no, I will cook brunch. And I was like, okay. Courtney said she'll cook brunch. All right. Got to trust her.
Yes, you should always trust me.
Yeah. But then you... Last minute, you were like, hey, what are we doing for brunch? And I was like, good God.
You know, sometimes I just like to keep it spicy and I like to keep it fun and light. It had been a very long, stressful week for both of us. And so the old Courtney, like before she had a kid running around, right? Like I would have had everything planned out. I would have done all the cooking, like no issues. And now with like Levi running around and I don't know, my head just has like fallen off. I'm not like the same person anymore. And I was really stressed out and I was working way too much up until Christmas Eve. And I wasn't on my A game. And I looked at Abe and I was like, all right, what are we going to do? I know what I told you, but just come on, like just hop on the train with me and like, let's figure this out. Don't leave me out.
We were at the grocery store looking for bacon the day before Christmas, and I was like, Courtney, it's all sold out. That's it.
Yo, it was gone. Like everybody was in the corner.
We're gonna have to fry up some deli meat or something.
Yeah, like everybody was like in the corner looking for the bacon. Somebody was like, go to the other one, because we have like 2 grocery stores that are on the base that we can go to, like on separate bases. Like one's like 10 minutes away from the other one.
And obviously, German grocery stores don't carry bacon. They carry like
Also,
like
that
pork belly, but it's like thicker. It tastes different, but yeah.
Yeah, they do not carry bacon. And so, yeah, I was like, I was like borderline like skitzing out. Like, what do I do? Like, there was no cookie dough because I wanted to make sugar cookies and I was going to do it from scratch. But then I was like, all right, let's be realistic. Let's just buy the dough. The dough's all sold out. There wasn't even like chocolate chip cookies. And then I wanted to do bacon. There was no bacon. Luckily I found some. I grabbed like the last 2 packs of marshmallows, which I looked throughout the entire store and I couldn't find anywhere else. Like it was a big thing of marshmallows and a little thing of marshmallows. And I made, if you guys are following me on Instagram, I made this, what I thought was a beautiful snowflake, that I had copied off of Pinterest. And, one of my really sweet and loving friends who misses me so much slid into my DMs and said, looks like COVID. And
Oh, she was right.
I was like, I worked so hard on this snowflake.
I didn't want to tell you, but I was like, yeah, I don't know. Snowflake's a little sketchy right now.
I was thinking I was creating Christmas magic on our charcuterie board. And apparently I had little things, snowflakes that really just look like COVID molecules. So there was that, and I was able to pull everything off. But then the day of, why we were cooking everything or trying to plan everything in the morning, I decided to ask them to come like 3 hours earlier than the original time, because I realized the time that I had originally told them was too late to hold a brunch. And so then they showed up, but we weren't done cooking, so they had to wait for like a second. But I would just like to say that the kids ate all the food and asked for more. So obviously it was a hit.
I made the potatoes.
Okay, you made the potatoes. I made the potatoes better, though. I added some of my own spices.
Yeah.
I know, you just want credit.
Give me some credit.
So
all right.
You can have all the credit you want. Yes, you had to pull me through. It was pretty epic and funny. I mean, I don't know what your guys' holiday stories are or what your traditions are. This was kind of a first thing for us to like hold a brunch and be with extended family. And I was like, how do you think we did? Was it a thumbs up, a thumbs down?
It was a thumbs down.
Okay.
Don't lie to yourself.
All right.
Nah, it was pretty decent. It was all right.
So we are hoping that you guys were able to laugh with us as we reminisced on what our Christmas, what our post-Christmas purge has been. And we hope you guys are gearing up for the new year and thinking about, if you are those people that you're like, no, I got to wait until the new year to set my goals, we hope that you guys are already thinking about what you want your New Year's goals to be. And
that's it.
That's a wrap.
And we'll do a episode on
next week. Episode will be about New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening.